Alright, so hey guys, it's me, 80s from 144. Today, guys, I want to do my top 5 league European spots kind of discussion. And I already know I kind of did a video about this, a stream about this last week. But that was kind of more for you guys, a preview for you guys, and for my guest. It was more for my guest to give their thoughts. And today, this will be more so my predictions. So this will be pre-recorded, guys. You guys will find this out in the coming hours. And today we're going to be breaking down each of the top 5 leagues. I'm only going to be looking at the European spots, though, just because, like I said, guys, I don't really have the expertise or knowledge to do the mid-table and relegation. I don't really keep up to date with that. Whereas you guys know, I'm a huge big game guy. I just love the big teams and everything like that. And so we'll be discussing about the European spots, okay? So we'll be going from first to sixth, okay? Without further ado, let's go and get started. So obviously the team that is going to win League One, guys, is PSG. I don't think there's really a conversation to be had about this one. I think this is very, very obvious. I think we all know that PSG will win the league. It's just a matter of a when rather than if, because we already know it. Now, second place is interesting. Second place is interesting for this one, guys. I actually think it's between two teams, Marseille and Monaco. And guys, I'm gonna go with Marseille. I feel like for me, Marseille is a safe pick here. They've been really solid, guys. I've been really, really impressed. And even though they did lose one of their key players, as in Boubacar Kamara, to I believe it's to Aston Villa, they still are a really good, solid side. I think I like what Sam Paul is doing with this team, and Marseille, man, they've been really, really impressive in the League One. So I definitely do think I'm gonna put them second place. Third, I'm gonna have is Monaco. Monaco is a team that I feel like is capable of challenging the big boys for the title. But I think the issue with Monaco is that they have lost too many key players. And I feel like for Monaco they've been struggling. Recently, earlier today, they just had a draw against PSV at home, a team which they probably should be beating at home. And they've always been in that kind of funk that they always seem to like make it good and be good, but always in the crucial periods they always screwed up. Because remember, guys, they were actually in position to get Champions League this season. I would think last season, if they had just won that final game against what is it called? I forgot which team they played against, but they were supposed to win that final game, and I could just show you right here. Like if they had just won that final game, they would have been in the Champions League. Right? Word. Why is it not here? What the heck? Yeah, let me show you the League One thing. Right here, guys. Monaco gave up a 2-goal lead against Lens and allowed Lens to and because of that, Lens Monaco were not able to secure Champions League, because if Monaco did win that game, they would have made Champions League. Look at the table right here, guys. They would have made Champions League indeed, and that was a huge disappointment indeed. So they even had a better goals for against. So it's just a disappointment to see them always be in that position where they always are so close but yet always stumble at the last minute. So I just think that for me, Monaco's going to get third. And that kind of thing. Now, fourth place. Fourth place is interesting. Fourth place is very interesting to have. I'm going to go with Lyon. I think Lyon, for me, is a team that they're going to be doing well this season. The fact they didn't get any European football this season, I think, will be an added bonus. They'll be able to fully focus on the league and try to secure that top four position. And which I just think that for me, Lyon is a great quality team. And I realize they have some great players, Moussa Dembele, Anthony Lopez, etc. They could potentially lose Paqueta this summer. We'll see what happens there. I think Paqueta will stay, though, as of the time of recording. I don't think he's going to leave. But if he does leave, that'll be a huge blow for Lyon. And, yeah, I think Lyon will finish fourth, nonetheless. And then fifth is where things get interesting, guys. Fifth is where things get very interesting. Fifth and sixth is where I had the most difficulty calling these two. This is where I'd say it's anyone's for the taking. But I wanted to be a bit creative here. And so fifth, I actually went with Nice. I think Nice is a very underrated team. I think it's a team that people should keep their eye upon. They have a very talented center back, as in Jean-Claire Todibo, who was solid against PSG last season. In fact, that was the only team I think PSG were unable to beat last season League One. They tied and lost one game. So look out for Nice, man. Look out for Nice. I know they just lost their coach Galtier to PSG, which is a huge blow, but I still think Nice have enough quality that they can still do it. And I even heard that they might sign Kasper Schmeichel from Leicester City, which would be a huge, huge steal to have in the goalkeeper position. But Nice, for me, man, very underrated team. I like the I like what Nice is doing, guys. I think it's a team that people should keep their eye upon, and this is a team that could cause some damage. They really can cause some damage next season, guys. And look out for them and look out for them. And then finally, my last team I have in sixth place, I have is Lille. I think Lille is still a really good team, guys. I know last season they really disappointed, but I feel like that was more so because they were trying to focus on the Champions League, because it's the first time they've been in the Champions League for such a long time. They still have some really good players like Jonathan David. Then obviously got Icona as well. Actually, Icona left. Renda Sanchez as well. And I feel like this Lille team is still very solid. And I feel like this Lille team could do something special. The fact that there's European football as well is an added bonus. And they could really go hard for it. So, get that sixth place position. So those are my League One predictions. I do have some honorable mentions. Like, I think Rennes will challenge for the top six, but I think they'll miss out. Strasbourg will challenge as well. Nantes, I think, will challenge as well. And these are three teams I feel like will go battle for that top 5 or 6 position, maybe even 4th position as well. But yeah, that's my makeup for League One. So I want to reiterate here, guys. I have PSG first. I have Marseille second. Third, I have is Monaco. Fourth, I have is Lyon. Fifth, I have is Nice. And sixth, I have is Lille. So those are my predictions there. So I'll be sharing a document at the end of this video, so you guys can get a makeup for what my predictions are. I just want to elaborate upon that. So don't worry, guys, if you guys didn't remember everything. So I will be sharing with you guys my predictions. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on to Bundesliga. Let's move on to Bundesliga. I'm going to go ahead and do things a bit unorthodox here, a bit things different. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the Bundesliga, guys. So, top score. I didn't get my top score pick for League One. Let me just do that real quick, guys. I'm gonna have this gonna be Kylian Mbappe. I think Kylian Mbappe will be the top goal scorer in League One. But keep an eye upon Wissam Ben Yedder. I think he could be outside shout for that top spot. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about Bundesliga right here. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's start with first. First place I have is Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich will still win this league, even though they did lose Robert Lewandowski. Obviously, that's a huge player that everyone is talking about. I still think, though, Bayern will still have enough to win the league. They're just way too consistent and everything like that. And with the fact that they already signed Sadio Mane and they just won the DFB Super Cup. They won the Super Cup over Leipzig, just shows how good they are. Second place for me is RB Leipzig. I think RB Leipzig is really looking good, guys. I really like the makeup of what they are doing, and they gotta give credit to Tetsko for what he's doing, man. He's made this an incredible team. They signed Nkunku, they got Nkunku, man, and I feel like this Leipzig team are looking really solid. Now the crucial thing for them is that they keep Leimer, because I did hear that they might sell Konrad Leimer to Bayern Munich, which would be a huge blow. I really hope they don't do that, because that would help, obviously strengthen the rival and everything like that. And I just feel like, for me, guys, I think RB Leipzig should be able to solidify that second place. They're going to get either second or third, in my opinion. I'm going to go with second just because I have a lot of faith in them, and I think they'll do well. And the third place I have is Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, I'm keen to see how they'll do this season, because there's no Erling Haaland anymore. The team has lost him now, but they do have Sebastian Haller. They have Karim Adeyemi as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how Dortmund do this season. I don't think Dortmund will be as good as they were last season because of the fact that they don't have Haaland. But I think Dortmund will still do well, and they'll be able to secure the Champions League. And they did sign a huge center back, let me just say, Schallerberg, as a really good signing. That's a really good signing that Dortmund made in that position. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Dortmund to finish third. At the fourth place I have, it is Bayer Leverkusen. I think Bayer Leverkusen, for me, I've been very, very impressed with them in doing. They've been very consistent. Goal scoring wise, they've been phenomenal. My only concern with Leverkusen, though, is that defensively they're very, very leaky. They concede too many goals. And that's my issue with them, is that if they can make their defense more solid, I think they could honestly go with this. They can really seriously challenge for the league title. But it's just that the other, their defense is just too open. That's the issue with the other teams. That's the issue I have with Leipzig and Dortmund, is that their defense is very sketchy, and they concede a lot of goals. And that's the reason why I just don't think any of the three teams are capable of winning the Bundesliga. So, keep an eye on Leverkusen, man. Patrick Schick, what a player, man. What a player. Now, fifth place is where things get interesting. I think fifth to seventh is where things can get very interesting, and everyone can have a different set for fifth to seventh. But guys, I think I'm gonna go with fifth place is gonna be I'm gonna go with Wolfsburg. I know Wolfsburg is a very wild card to pick to make, given the fact that Wolfsburg were atrocious last season, especially the second half of the season where they went on the Champions League, finished ball in the group, and then they finished mid table in the Bundesliga, which was really embarrassing. But for them around this time around, they do have their coach Niko Kovac, which I think is a really good coach. I think he's a good coach, and I just think that for me personally speaking, I think Wolfsburg is a capable team, and in fact, the fact that they have no European football as well is a really added bonus, and I think they'll be able to finally do well and to secure that European position, and so fifth place. So that's my pick as a dark horse. Sixth place. Sixth place I have it is going to be Union Berlin. I think Union Berlin will be able to do well this season, even though they did sell Awani, which I thought was a huge blow, and they could honestly regret doing that. I just think that for me they signed Sebastian as Jordan Peacock, or Sebastian, whatever you like to call him. I think he's like to be known as Sebastian. So actually, I think he likes to be referred to as Peacock. You guys can correct me in the comment section below if I'm wrong, but I think it's Peacock. But regardless, I think Union Berlin's a very good team. They're a fun team to play against. Use. I've been using them on FIFA. They're such a fun team. Haraguchi, I like the player Becker as well. It's a very quality team, guys. It's a very quality team, and it's a very fun team to watch. So I definitely think they'll finish sixth. And then seventh place I have is Eintracht Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt will still be able to get that position, but I just think that for Frankfurt in particular, the issue I have with Frankfurt, the reason why I don't have them finishing sixth is because I feel like they'll be more focused on the Champions League, and that's the reason why I just don't really think they'll do as well in the league. But I think they'll still do well in the sense they'll be able to still get that top 7 position, but I just don't think that I think they'll do what Villarreal did last season. Like they'll be able to put more focus on the Champions League than the league, but I still think they'll do relatively well in the league just because of quality. Teams to barely miss out. I have Mainz to miss out. I think Mainz will be really close in contention with that top 7 place, but I think they'll miss out. Freiburg is going to give a really good challenge. I had Borussia Mönchengladbach as another good challenge. I think these 3 teams will really give it a good go, but ultimately I don't think these 3 teams will be able to get the top 7 place. And unfortunately for them, I have them to not get any European football next season. So hard luck, commiserations to these teams. So I want you guys to comment down below which teams you guys have. So for me to summarize here real quick, actually let me do top score and then I'll summarize. So top score I have in this league is going to be Christopher Nkunku. I think he'll be the top goal scorer. And I'm going to give a surprise team in each league to look for. So for my surprise team is Wolfsburg for this league, and then in League 1 I have is Nice. Look out for Nice, guys. Look out for Nice. Oh, I forgot another team to mention. Strasbourg. That's another team to look out for. I think they could do something, but Nice is my pick for League 1. For this one I have is it's going to be Wolfsburg and maybe Mainz. Mainz is also another good shout. So, yeah, let's go ahead and give our top 7 real quick. So, I have Bayern, Leipzig, Dortmund, Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, Union Berlin, and Eintracht Frankfurt. Those are my top 7 predictions. Now, let's move on to Serie A. Serie A. Serie A, baby. All right. And, of course, there'll be timestamps below for your convenience, guys. Don't worry about that. So let me write this down. Okay. Let me just write it down here. Okay. Serie A. So let's start with the top 7. Let's start with let's build our way from bottom to top this round. I think it'll be more interesting if we do that. So 7th place, guys. I actually have a very interesting pick. My 7th place I have for Serie A is going to be Atalanta. I think Atalanta will be able to get into the European positions. I think they'll still do well in the league. But I do think Atalanta is kind of on the downward trajectory. You guys see that Atalanta's been kind of falling off. I wouldn't be surprised they finish mid-table, but I think Atalanta will do well this season just because of the fact that there's no European football, and I think this is likely to be Gasperini's final season, so this will be kind of on the hurrah. And they gotta hope that Zapata and Muriel can start clicking because the 2 players have been very underwhelming for Atalanta last season, and their home form has been dreadful. Like I don't know what's up with Atalanta, but their home form is shocking. Their away form is actually decent, but it's just their home form has been garbage. And if they can somehow improve their home form, I think they'll be able to get into that European positions again. So we'll see what happens with Atalanta. This might come as a very optimistic call, but at the same time, maybe a bit of maybe might be more optimistic than realistic. And then sixth place I have for this one, guys, it is going to be Fiorentina. I think I've been very, very impressed with Fiorentina, guys. I think they've been a team that's been really on the uproar. Last season they secured a seventh place position, which is really impressive. And I think for me, Fiorentina is a team to look out for, guys. I've been really, really impressed. They got the new striker, Arthur Cabral. That was a replacement for Vlahovic. And this Fiorentina team have been amazing, man. Absolutely stellar. Look at some of the players they have. I'm looking at players like Jovic. Jovic is back in the team, which is crazy. Then you have Galini as well, Lucas Martinez, John Denicone. This is a team that I think could really surprise people. I think this might be my dark horse pick, guys. This is the dark horse pick I have for Serie A, guys. I think they could honestly do something. And look out for that partnership of Luka Jovic and Arthur Cabral. Because, honestly, guys, Luka Jovic could, destroy the Serie A. Because, remember, guys, he was very good at Frankfurt. And if he wins the Golden Boot here in Serie A, that'll be very, very impressive. So keep an eye upon him, guys. A very, very good player. Okay? So, then I have them six. And then fifth place I have is AS Roma, guys. Roma. I was tempted to put them in the top four, but the reason why I don't have them in the top four is because I'm still not entirely sure what Roma is going to be more focused on. Are they going to be more focused on the League or the Europa League? And knowing how Mourinho is I feel like he's going to be aiming for the Europa League just because it's a trophy at the end of the day. And if they do win the Europa League, they're in the Champions League. See, the thing about the League is that it's not really a trophy for top four. And I just feel like for me, Mourinho is more of a cup kind of manager. I feel like he's really good in cup kind of competitions, and that's kind of his specialty. And I feel like League, he's kind of lost his touch. I just don't really think he's been that great in the League ever since he won the League title with Chelsea. And that's the reason why I just don't think Roma will do it. They'll be very close. I think they'll make it very close. But I just think they'll just about miss out just because they'll be more focused on the Europa League. So keep out for them because, like I said, guys, I think this Roma team is looking really good. I'm looking at the players like Tammy Abraham. They signed Dybala. They saw Patricio, Smalling, Ibanez. I do think Roma needs another center back, though, just for depth purposes, and I think they'll be looking very solid. I think they have almost the perfect team there. The fourth place I have is Napoli. Napoli, I just have them barely making top four. Napoli, for me, I've been kind of critical of their players. They let go a lot of players this summer. They let, obviously, Insigne go this summer. Koulibaly left this summer. Some big departures there. And they did sign this young center back. I forgot his name. It's like Kim Jer-Sar, I think, from Fenerbahce, I think, a South Korean defender. Very, very impressive from what I've seen. And he's their Koulibaly replacement. And so it's going to be interesting to see how Napoli do in this thing. And I want you guys coming up below. Which teams you guys think will be battling for Serie A? Because for me, guys, Napoli and Roma are not good enough to win Serie A, in my opinion. I feel like for me, they're just not there yet. But they could honestly challenge just because of how the league is structured. So keep an eye upon them because they could still do something. So, as I said, I think Napoli will still do well in that regardless. And I think Osimhen needs to be fit for them for the entire season. If Osimhen is fit, then I think they'll be able to really secure. Now, if they have Osimhen go injured, as we saw last season, they could really struggle, guys. And don't be surprised, man. Napoli, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, man. It's going to be interesting what they do. And now for that top three. Top three. This is where we're going to see a huge gap. I think we're going to see a gap for the top three, and the fourth and fifth, I think there's going to be a huge gap between the two. I think for third place, guys, this might come as a very hot take, and I might get a lot of abuse in the comment section below, but I'm going to go with AC Milan. I know it's a bit weird for me to say that, considering that AC Milan had just won the Serie A, and, they won the Scudetto and everything like that. The reason why I think Milan is going to struggle and fall down to third is because of the fact that I feel like Milan just haven't made enough transfers, man. I'm looking at both Inter and Juventus, and I feel like they've strengthened more than AC Milan, and I feel like Milan needs some more players. I think they need some more quality players. They signed Origi, and then they signed this guy from Club Brugge. I forgot his name. Is a very talented youngster. But my issue with Milan is I also feel as though they might be more focused on the Champions League because, they want us to try to do well in the Champions League because they didn't do so well last season. So, obviously they're going to want to try to defend their title. And obviously, guys, you guys know I like Milan. Milan is one of my favorite teams to watch. I'm going to definitely try to watch some more Milan games this coming season. And but as I said, guys, I still think for me, Milan, I think they're going to struggle, guys. I don't think they'll do as well as they did last season. And I feel like last season, the fact they won the Scudetto was kind of more of a jump kind of more of a surprise rather than because obviously they deserve it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but I feel like for me that was more of Inter's messing up than Milan doing so well. But obviously credit has to be given. They had a fantastic team, everything like that. But I just feel like this time around things won't fall that nicely. But who knows? I could be very wrong. It's gonna be close. Like I said, the top three. And then second place I have is Juventus. Juventus, I've been very, very impressed with their transfers. They signed Pogba, although Pogba is out for 3 months, and there's a high possibility he might ruin his career because apparently he's going to the World Cup. He does not want to miss the World Cup, and apparently he doesn't want to take the surgery. So if he doesn't take the surgery, we can very well see what happened. You know what happened to Titi? We can very well see that happening to him as well, and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And and then obviously you're gonna sign Di Maria. That's a really quality player. I think Di Maria is one of the most underrated players in the world. And then they also got another player, as in I forgot his name, Bremer as well from the rivals Torino for their replacement for Delit. And they also did let go of Chiellini as well. And so Juventus, man, my issue with Juventus is that I think they have a solid team. Their fullbacks are bad. I don't like their fullbacks whatsoever. They got to get rid of Alexandre Danilo. And I think they might need to get some more midfielders. Actually, I think their midfield's fine. But my issue with Juventus is primarily down to Allegri. I just think Allegri for me is just not it anymore. I just don't. I just think he's finished. I'm sorry. I just don't think he's good enough for Juventus anymore. And I just don't see it doing it, man. And then finally, we have first place is Inter Milan. Inter Milan. I feel like for me, Inter is a safe pick here to win the Scudetto. I feel like Inter for me, they have all the ingredients for them to win the Serie A. After last season, after they failed to do so. And I'm looking at players like Lukaku who's back, Lautaro Martinez. And I just feel like for me, Inter's looking really good. Now, I do worry about Inter if they lose Skriniar, because that could be a huge deal. Apparently, PSG is interested in getting Skriniar. And I just feel like for me, Inter will do well this season. Because let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Inter, if they had just won that game in hand, which they had, they would have won the Scudetto. So Inter really should have won the Scudetto last season, in my opinion. But it was more just they're messing up, and obviously, Giroud came in clutch to the Milan derby that also helped them as well. And for Inter, as I said, guys, let's see if they can do it this season, man. Let's see if Inter can do it. And yes, that is my Serie A prediction there. So I'm going to go ahead and reiterate for you guys. So my top goal scorer in the league I have is Tammy Abraham. My top 7 I have is Inter first, Juventus second, third AC Milan, fourth I have is Napoli, fifth I have is Roma. Sixth I have is Fiorentina, and seventh I have is Atalanta. So teams are going to miss out. Lazio, I think they'll be very close. They're going to miss out. I think Sassuolo will really put up a good fight. Maybe Sampdoria. Maybe even Monza. Monza is back in the Serie A, man. That's crazy, man. The first time in 100 years, I think. Incredible, man. So maybe I'm being a bit silly there. But yeah, look out for those couple of teams. And maybe Bologna as well. So comment down below your prediction for Serie A, guys. Comment down below. And then finally, we move on to the penultimate league, guys. We have the penultimate league, and that is the English Premier League. Oh boy, I spent a lot of time in Serie A, man. Maybe too much time. All right, let's move into the EPL, guys. EPL, everyone's favorite league, right? So let's go ahead and start with let's build from top to bottom. I think this will be more interesting that way. First place I have is Manchester City. I think Manchester City are way too good. Even though they did lose several players this summer, they lost Raheem Sterling, they lost Gabriel Jesus, they lost Zinchenko. I still believe they're still very good as a team, and I think they're going to do it, guys. Manchester City have been amazing. They signed Erling Haaland as well. They also signed Calvin Phillips as well, and everything like that. And I just feel like for me, Manchester City is way too good, and, Pep Guardiola loves the Premier League too much. So he's going to do a three-peat, man. And let me just say this right now, guys. A three-peat in the EPL? Yeah. Scary, man. Scary. The second place, I have, believe it or not, guys, this might come as a very controversial prediction. And I might get a lost chick for you guys in the comment section below. But I actually really do believe in Tottenham Hotspur. I really believe in Tottenham Hotspur. Because look at Tottenham last season, man. The fact they didn't lose a single game to both Man City and Liverpool is remarkable. And that was with Antonio Conte, man. And the fact that they managed to do it, guys, is incredible. Now, technically, the first game they had in the season was against Man City, and technically Nuno Espirito Santos was there. But everything like that. But I just feel like we're in Tottenham, man. They're just really something good, man. I feel like Tottenham could really actually do something here. And I think Antonio Conte is building a team here. Building players. They made some really good signs this summer. Richarlison, Basuma, and they also signed. I forgot. There's another player that signed. I think Basuma, Richarlison, and they got Longley from Barcelona on loan. And there's one more player at the top of my head. I should remember this. Uh, they signed Kulusevski as well, got him in a permanent deal, I think. And Tottenham's just looking great, man. Tottenham's looking great. And I think they also bought Romero on a permanent deal as well. And Tottenham, man, they're just looking great. They're just looking amazing, guys. I've been really, really impressed with Tottenham. Antonio Conte's done a great job. And I really see Spurs doing well, guys. I think Spurs, if Conte makes them finish second, that would be incredible, in my opinion. Incredible, in my opinion. And if we manages to win the league with Spurs, I'm gonna go insane. I'm just gonna go insane right now, insane, because that would be such an unbelievable achievement, and that would put Conte into a conversation. We need to have a conversation on Conte if that happens, because that would be an incredible achievement, absolutely incredible achievement to win Spurs a trophy in the EPL ahead of the likes of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel. That would be insane, absolutely insane. But on all jokes aside, guys, I think Tottenham will get second. Third place I have is Liverpool. I think Liverpool will still be able to get in that top four. I think they'll still do it. Even though they did lose Sadio Mane, which is a huge, huge player. They did bring in Darwin Nunez, and there's still a lot of question marks on whether Darwin Nunez will suit the Premier League or not. But he did just score in the Community Shield, so I think he'll do well, but I don't think he'll be that amazing. I think he'll do decently well. I don't think he'll be a flop, but not really a success either in the first season. The fourth place, guys. This is where things get very interesting. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh. This is where things get interesting, guys. It's a three-way battle between Arsenal, United, and Chelsea. I think these three teams are battling for that fourth place spot. And guys, this might seem crazy, but I actually have Arsenal getting top four. And let me explain why I have Arsenal getting top four over the likes of United and Chelsea. I just think that for me, Arsenal's looking great. Gabriel Jesus has been an amazing signing for them. They got Zinchenko as well. They might even sign Paqueta as well, although I don't think they'll get Paqueta. They still might get him, though. We'll see. I feel like Mikel Arteta is finally getting this Arsenal team to look great. And we saw how last season Arsenal did really good last season. They were able to beat the big teams like Chelsea, United, Spurs, and they even almost got a draw against Man City. And a lot of Arsenal fans will say they got robbed against Man City. Make of that what you will. I don't want to get into that conversation right now. But the point being is that Arsenal have been really good. It's just that Arsenal just had that terrible start to begin season. Imagine they didn't lose their first three games in a row. They would have been in the Champions League, man. They would have been in the Champions League, and that's what's the most frustrating part for Arsenal is that there was a golden opportunity for them to get Champions League. And I just think that for Arsenal, guys, they've just been looking great. I feel like they're looking great now. Gabriel Jesus is looking great. And I feel like for Arsenal, man, I've just really been impressed with them. I've really, really been impressed. I've been super impressed with this team. And they just have to be consistent. They just need to win those games that they should be winning. Like against Crystal Palace, against Burnley, against Brighton. These are the kind of games that are going to determine whether they get top four or not. And obviously you have to also continue beating the likes of United, Chelsea as well. Spurs as well. But, I don't know, man. Arsenal, man, I think they'll get top four. I feel like I've been really pretty impressed with them, and I still have a lot of question marks over the other two teams. Fifth place, guys, I have as Manchester United. I think Manchester United will do great this season in terms of entertaining football. I think they'll do amazing and everything like that. I think they'll play beautiful football. I think, a lot more neutrals will watch United. But I still don't think United's getting the top four. And let me explain the fundamental reason why I don't think they'll get top four. Is because they don't have that midfielder. They have to get that midfielder to get that top four. Because in my opinion, getting Eriksson, getting Malaysia, and getting who else they got? I think they signed another player. Is that it? No, I think that's it. They might have signed some more other players. Let me know in the comment section below if I'm wrong. But they did sign another player. I forgot his name. Christian Romero. Wait, no, not Romero. Lisandro Martinez. Why did I say Romero? Romero's with Spurs. I still don't think United will do that well. I think United will still suffer in the games that they're going to lose. Like, I think Liverpool and City will still beat them. And I just think that for United in particular, that they're going to be playing better football, but I also think it's a big risk. Because while this better football will work against, the teams like Leeds and Fulham, it still may not work against, Leicester City. It may not work against Newcastle. It may not work against Everton, And that's kind of the risk that they have to take, And I still think that they need to get that midfielder because I'm telling you this right now, man. they're not getting top four with the likes of McTominay and Fred. Now, to me, Fred is decent, but McTominay is average. I don't care what anyone says. McTominay is average as heck, you know. And so I just think that for United in particular, if they are really serious about going to try and get that top four position, they need to sign a midfielder. And they're obviously linked to Frankie de Jong. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. I think Frankie de Jong, it's really touch or go at this rate if he's going to stay at Barca or not. And there's a lot of uncertainty there. And for the purposes of this video, guys, I'm just going to assume that they will not get de Jong, because I feel like if they would, I feel like they would have signed de Jong by now if the de Jong was going to leave. But who knows, man? I could be very much wrong with this. But in all seriousness, man, I just don't see United getting top four. Sixth place, guys. This might come as a very hot take. Chelsea Football Club. Guys, Chelsea are in the mud. Barcelona, my club, has basically ruined their transfer window. We have stolen Jules Koundé from them. We have stolen Ousmane Dembele from them. We've stolen Rafinha for them. And apparently, we might even steal Cucurella for them as well. And if we do, Chelsea's really in the mud, you know. And to make things even worse, Chelsea have a new president, Todd B. And I just don't know, man. I've just not been impressed with Chelsea. They just struggling to score goals. They haven't been convincing. I think Chelsea have been very, very much touch or go. And this Chelsea team, there's five at the back, and it's just, there's a lot of questions I have with Chelsea, you know. There's a lot more questions I have answers. And when you are in that kind of position, I just don't have confidence in them. You know, I don't. And, you know, and Chelsea in particular, they've just been not been great. And, you know, they got rid of Lukaku. They sent him back on loan and everything like that. And I just feel like for me, Chelsea, they need to get the striker. They need to get that striker, guys, because I don't know, man. I don't think Borja is it, man. I don't think he's it. And so Chelsea, there's a lot of uncertainty, man. A lot of uncertainty, which is the reason why I had them finishing sixth. At the seventh place, guys, this was a tough call. I had between West Ham, Leicester City, Aston Villa, actually not really Aston Villa, Newcastle. Those are three teams I had battling for seventh place. But ultimately, I went with Leicester City. I still think Leicester City is a quality team. I think people are forgetting the fact that Leicester City is still a great team and they're still capable of getting dubs. Because remember, guys, they did beat Manchester United. They also beat Liverpool as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they also tied against Chelsea. They tied against Chelsea as well. And I believe they also... I think they lost to Man City twice. And I think... Okay. My thing about Leicester City is I feel like they're still a good team. Brendan Rodgers has still done a great job with his team. This team has still a lot of quality. And the fact that they're not in any European competitions, I think will be an added bonus. I think they'll be able to focus on them. I feel like the obvious answer for seventh would have been West Ham, but I feel like West Ham will be way too much focused on the Conference League, and I feel like West Ham are really going to try to go out to win it. Whereas I feel like for me, West Ham, I don't know if they'll be able to. It's going to be hard to rotate. Although they did get a great players as Samaka from Swansea, I think. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. Newcastle, I feel like Newcastle is a bit too early to say, but you know, Newcastle could get top 7 too. So those are the three teams I have for seventh place, man. I'm battling for seventh, but ultimately I have Leicester City getting that seventh place spot. Okay, and sorry, my screen just went dark there. My bad. So yeah, Leicester City to get seventh place. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate you guys. A top scorer I have is Harry Kane. I think Conte is gonna do great. I think Kane's gonna really be banging in goals under Antonio Conte. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Man City first, Tottenham second, Liverpool third, fourth I have is Arsenal, fifth I have is Manchester United, sixth I have is Chelsea, and seventh I have is Leicester City. And now we finally move on to my favorite league, guys. You guys know I had to do this last, and that is La Liga, guys. La Liga, La Liga, guys. La Liga. So let's discuss La Liga. Okay. So this will be the final league I'll be discussing for today, and we'll be heading out here afterwards. La Liga, guys, La Liga. So I'm going to build my way from 7th to 1st, like I did with the Serie A, so we're going to be doing this here as well. So coming in 7th place, I have, let me tell you the teams I have battling for 7th first. So I have, I think Real Sociedad is going to be battling for 7th. I think Athletic Bilbao will be battling for 7th. I also have Valencia as well. Maybe Osasuna as well. Raya, I would say those three probably for now. And for 7th place, guys, I ended up picking Athletic Bilbao. I think it's a team that's a sleeper pick. I think people need to respect Athletic Bilbao more. They're a really good team in La Liga. And, you know, they just got Ernesto Valverde as well. We know how great he is in league football. He's amazing, and we know how difficult this place is San Mamés. It's not an easy stadium to play, man. San Mamés is a very difficult stadium, guys. It's a very hostile stadium, and I love the play. I love their signings. They only sign best players, and it's a really cool thing. And I just feel for me, Athletic Bilbao is a team be to not sleep upon, and I think they'll do well this season. I think they'll get seventh place, guys. Seventh place. So sixth place I have, it is going to be Villarreal. I think Villarreal will be able to do it, guys. The fact that they're in UEFA Conference League, I think they have enough depth to compete there. Having just won the Europa League and made in the Champions League semifinal, I feel like they'll be able to balance the two and poke more eggs in the Europa League. La Liga basket, so they can get Europa League football as well. And yeah, I just feel like for me they'll do well. I feel like they'll do well in La Liga. And the fifth place I have is Sevilla, guys. It's one of my hot takes for the season. I think Sevilla is not getting top four. Sevilla, man. They sold their two center backs this summer to Aston Villa and Barcelona, respectively, and that's going to bite them, man. Because recently they just played a friendly against Arsenal, and they got smashed. I mean, they got smashed big time, guys. Arsenal beat them 6-0. 6-0. With Gabriel Jesus scoring a hat-trick, I think Saka scoring a brace, and I believe Nketiah scoring a goal as well. Because that is not great, man. In Sevilla, man, I just feel like for me, they're more of a Europa League team. I just don't really see them being that Champions League team anymore. And yeah, I think they're gonna finish. They're gonna finish fifth, guys. They're gonna finish fifth. And yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. And the fourth I have, and one last thing before we move on, is that Sevilla last season really struggled to score goals. They really struggled to score goals, and they probably should have got second place. They really, honestly should have. But the fact they were not scoring goals enough really let them down, and their defense was really the reason why they ended up getting that top four position. Because now that their defense has pretty much been destroyed, defense has been pretty much taken apart, they're going to have to get some new defenders because they don't really have good depth on position. Really don't have good depth. The fourth place, guys, is got Real Betis. I think Real Betis, man, they're always that team. I like what Pellegrini's done with this team, attacking football as well. Real Betis, they got some good results, guys. They beat Barcelona. I think they put really good games against Real Madrid. They got a draw and a loss. And I believe they've been really good, guys. Real Betis, I've been really impressed with what they've been doing. Likes of Fekir as well, Canales, and and I just feel for me, Real Betis will do well, guys. Real Betis will do well. The third place, guys, I have is Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid will once again get that third place. I feel like for me, they've been very, very good. Although I will say, though, I feel like they need to kind of improve. What's the word called again? I feel like they may need to improve. I feel like they need to see what they do with Suarez because let Suarez go and everything like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting there. See, and the second place I have is Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid will finally not win La Liga. Sorry guys, I need to blow my nose. But yeah, Real Madrid, as I just said, guys, I just think for me, Real Madrid, they don't really defend their titles. They haven't defended their titles since 2008. And I just feel for me, Barcelona, man, with the transfer window they've had, they better perform. And this might be made more optimistic than realistic, to be fair. So you guys can call me out for being biased, but I'm perfectly fine with this because, I'm accepting it here. But I really do think this is the season for Barcelona in La Liga. Barcelona have been really good in La Liga. You saw what Xavi did with his team. He brought them from 9th to 2nd place in a remarkable half of the season. And I just think for me, he's done really well with the transfers he made, like Jules Koundé, Rafinha, Ousmane Dembele. I know this is not a transfer, but, signed a new contract. Lewandowski, Christensen, Kessie as well. And we might even get Bernardo Silva as well. And if we get Bernardo Silva, man, oh my goodness, this team will be insane. This team could be insane, guys. But I don't get too ahead of myself because we're not getting Bernardo Silva. Mark my words, we're not getting him. The only issues I have with this team is the fullbacks. That's pretty much the only issues I have with this team. And everything else has been pretty much settled. So I think Barcelona will win La Liga. And top goal scorer I have is Karim, the Dream, Benzema, guys. I think Benzema will be top scorer. So let me reiterate my La Liga predictions. So I have Barca first, Real Madrid second, Atletico Madrid third. Fourth I have is Real Betis. Fifth I have is Sevilla. Sixth I have is Villarreal. And seventh I have is Athletic Club. So let me go ahead and show you guys the document with all the predictions here, guys. As you guys can see, this is everything there is. So I'll be leaving this document in the description below for you guys' convenience. So this is more of an explanation for the prediction. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Comment down below your thoughts in the comment section below what you guys think. Subscribe if you're not like this video if you did enjoy. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.